Watch this. 10
All right, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 15th. As usual, we'll be going over analysis for US 30, gold, and Bitcoin. So it's currently 9:40. We have 5 minutes before we can take any particular trade. For US 30 here, we have a weekly buy. So this is a weekly buy SAR. If we get two candles closing above here, this would be a nice trade to take. 100. But we need to make sure there's demand here. So there's no demand here. So unless we come back down and print some demand, I wouldn't be taking that. But we have supply up here for the 15-minute, for the 30-minute. We don't have any bullish SAR, so I'll be looking to take sales for US 30 today if we get up there. For gold, nothing on gold here. This is a 5-minute and 15-minute. So I would be looking to take either this 4-hour buy where news rejected from, but for gold, we are ideally far away from any of these zones. For BTC, we are in supply. However, price is breaking through all this zone. So the next supply zone is up here at 62,000, 65,282. However, I wouldn't take this sell. The reason the reason for that is if I ask myself, where is Bitcoin going to? Bitcoin is going to this daily buy SAR at 65,473. So I wouldn't be taking this sell on BTC. But if anybody does have any confluences for a sell on BTC around this area, they can take it. Personally, I'm not taking it because we just have conflicting information. If this was a sell SAR, I would take it. But as much as we're in supply, and we've seen this with US 30 even previously, as much as we're in supply, BTC is headed to this. In any case, I would be looking for a buy on BTC right now, but I don't have anything to buy BTC with. For the 30-minute as well, we are in supply, but that got triggered before market open, so I will move it to the next zone that's right up here. And then set an alert here. Close this out. All right, for the hourly time frames, price is far away from US 30. For the hourly time frames, price is far away from gold. We tapped some nice supply on gold here earlier this morning. We are in an hourly supply for Bitcoin, but knowing that we have a daily buy SAR up here, I wouldn't be looking to take this hourly entry as well. So in any case today, I think mostly I want to take the trendline rejection and SAR entries. So this one for BTC, I will move it all the way up here since I'm not interested. And you can see supply get taken out in real time. So we also have daily supply here. Hourly supply. For the 4-hour time frame, we have a 4-hour sell on BTC that's coming up. But again, I'm not taking any sales for BTC right now until the weekly buy SAR is taken out. We are also in a daily supply on BTC. So we do have a daily supply here. However, this was a low probability sell. The best sell on BTC on the daily is all the way at 72,700. So this right here, the one I have here is ideally low probability. So that's why I'm not even thinking of taking it. So other than this US 30, and we're coming in for a gold entry. We'll just wait to see if we get any of them. And then what I'll do, I will switch over to the trendline and SAR. We had some amazing entries this morning. As much as I don't trade before New York Open, we did have some nice markups. But currently where we are for US 30, no buys, because we're on the top trend line. So in any case, we might be getting sells. So we have sells here, but we don't have any SARs where US 30 is. So US 30 hasn't been here for like maybe a month or so. So we're not gonna get any sells. For gold, no buys on the 15-minute and 30. For sells, no sells on the 15-minute and 30-minute, unfortunately. BTC, no buys, prices at the top trend line. So in any case, possibly sells, but nothing here. So remember, BTC is getting attracted to that weekly buy SAR. For the hourly timeframes, no buys, even on gold. EU, no buys. BTC, no buys. On the sell side, we had a nice sell SAR here. So we had a nice selling area on gold here. We had this trend line rejection on top here, closure below this SAR, and you'd have entered there. If you had a 1:2 risk to reward, you would have had a 60 pip stop loss, 120 pip TP, and you'd have just hit TP right now. But unfortunately, this came before market open, and I don't trade market open. But that was a nice gold sell. On the 4-hour time frame, no buys for any of these instruments and no sells. Yeah, no sells as well. Going back to what we were doing yesterday with, let's go back to that hourly time frame, to what we were doing yesterday with Eddie when he showcased his way of trading. And this is some ICT concepts for fair value gaps. So this morning, and I was hoping we had gotten that during the live session. But anyway, this morning, we had a fair value gap here on gold on the hourly. So I was ideally looking at the fair value gaps that happen either an hour or two before London or an hour or two after London. So this fair value gap was formed by London Open, and I was actually had an alert right here at the bottom. So personally, if I'll be trading these FVGs, I always like taking the most optimal entry. I know Eddie would take like 50% or 0.5% fib of the FVG. But this morning I had an alert at the low of the fair value gap and stop loss below the low, and TP like 1:2, and this was a nice one. I was looking to take that during market open today, but that happened during news. So it is what it is. But for me, I'll just forward test this entries. We didn't have any for EU, I don't think, yeah, because we had consolidation, and we didn't have any for we had one for BTC here as well. So this is 4 a.m. and then we had this FVG right here, fair value gap here, and you can see this one. got tapped the low of it, you'd have done your stop loss, whatever, low of the candle, you do your 1:2. Yeah, but for me, for right now, these are the only trades I'll be taking. If they do line up, I'll be taking during market open. But the other thing, I won't only be taking them blindly. I'm curious to see what zones we have around, right, around this area. So for BTC, we really didn't have anything. But here for gold, in this area, if I turn on the markups indicator, we had the previous daily high at the low of that fair value gap. And we also had a weekly open a little bit higher. So it's just not taking it just because it's a fair value gap. And, of course, this is probably not what I'm doing is not exactly the ICT concepts, but it's just finding something that works for me. And I just pick what I want or what I think would work, and then I just use that. Let's go back to the other screen. And I think we have a gold buying opportunity coming along. So this gold buy right here, on the 15-minute. So unfortunately for this gold entry, I'm not going to be taking it. The reason for that is we have an hourly sell and a 30-minute sell right here. So here, the purpose of this SARs is to show you where liquidity is coming from. So if I have a buy around this hourly sell, they might be picking up sell side liquidity to drive price down. So I'm not looking to take this gold buy on the 15-minute and on the 30-minute. Remember, there's also the other trades for the trend line. So I'm just picking and choosing. But if we come back up, if you see here, we have a 4-hour buy at 23.59. So if we were to come back up and have two candle closures above this 4-hour buy, then it's a buy for gold I would rather take. So for me personally, I would rather take the buy on gold at 23.59 rather than the buy on gold where we currently are. But again, if you have any confluences for a buy on gold, there is your entry. You just wait for a crossover buy on the 5-second time frame. And I can show you that. We also tapped a gold hourly demand right here. I like this gold hourly demand, but I just don't like the hourly sell SARs there. So for me, I would rather pick and choose and have ideal entries instead of trying to go against the entries. So, but anyway, if anybody is looking to take that buy on gold, I will show you where the entry is, but I will not be personally taking it. I'll wait for something that lines up with other instruments. Shoot. Hmm. Breakout scanner. No, 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 no. Breakout scanner. But for now here US 30, you can see if we have two candles closing above this weekly buy, and where we have demand or we've built up demand, that's an entry I would want to take for US 30 for a buy. But we don't have any demand here. We are in no man's land. So unless we all of a sudden print some demand here for US 30, I'm not going to take this weekly buy. So we'll see in the next 6 minutes. If in the next 6 minutes we have some demand there on US 30, I'll take that buy for US 30. Here for gold, I think I applied the wrong indicator here. Should be breakout scanner. Should be breakout scanner. Should be breakout scanner. This is let's see. Hmm. Might not be able to use this today. Give me 1 sec. Load layout. Let me think about this. Wow. I think the breakout scanner indicator is broken unless we load it. Let me see. See if it's gonna load, but I don't think it is. Yeah, but either way, for that entry, you can see here, that gold entry, we would have gotten stopped out. So this is what I'm talking about. Like watching these SARs, they kind of tell you where price is picking up or price is headed to. So I think, even though I don't have the breakout scanner, I think any entry for that gold buy would have been wiped out. So just waiting until we get something that lines up perfectly with all the confluences. So let me move this gold entry somewhere else. So of course, the bottom here was another entry for gold, but there's nothing here to move gold to. Now, if you look here for gold at 23.47, we have a daily buy SAR, and this coincides with a demand zone. So in any case, I would rather take this daily buy SAR on gold at 23.47 because I would be buying into in demand. As much as we have a 4-hour sell SAR, the daily buy trumps that. So for gold, if I'm buying 23.47 will be my buy area for gold. So what I'll do, I'll set an alert for 23.47 and I will mark this up as a daily buy. So gold daily buy SAR. And by doing this, I do end up taking less trades in the day, which is what I'm trying to go back to, and I get to take highly probable entries. For BTC, we are far away from it. Let's see for reversal. Reversal. Yes, 30. I think we had a push up on US 30 recently, so let's see if there's anything here. Nothing for US 30. Okay. So I'll go back to the other chart for what's that? Yeah, this gold, that gold daily buy would have also been taken out at stop loss if I'm not wrong. So I'll share the other chart and see if we can catch any trend line plus SAR rejection. If not, then probably in the afternoon session we'll have something. Wish we had some SARs here, but we do not for US 30. All right, now for gold, remember if this closes in the next 2 minutes, I can take the buy on gold for this entry because remember the 30-minute 22.58 is right here. So the 30-minute and hourly SAR sell are at 23.58. So if we are supposed to retest that SAR, I would like this current 15-minute candle to close a little bit above this SAR. And then I would have like a 10 pip or 20 pip stop loss on gold and then ride price up to 22.58. Now, this is a buy I can consider taking, and we have some demand here. So in 2 minutes, in a minute and a half, this SAR will close or this candle will close. If it closes above this SAR, I won't take it because 22.58, this area right here is where we have the hourly sell. Let me just mark that up. So 22.58, this is the zone we have the 30-minute and hourly sells. So I would want this current 15-minute candle to close below here so that I take the trade here. And this would give you like you can get away with a 20 pip stop loss and 40 pip TP to ride price back to 22.58. If you want a 30 pip stop loss, would suffice as well. So let's see how this goes. I will and that's on the 15-minute. This is 200, 400. This one might be pretty, but we need this trend line to adjust. Gold risk TP ticks is 200, I think. 400 risk is 5. All right. All right. So it closed above this SAR. So if you are taking this, so I won't take this because it's too close to the hourly sell SARs. And it actually closed just above the hourly sell SAR. So still a red flag. So for this trade, if you are to take it, you would need a 40 pip stop loss and 80 pip TP. The reason I'm not taking it is for this trade, I don't see it. It can definitely ride straight to TP, but we have this hourly sell momentum or sell SAR, 30-minute sell SAR right here. So best case scenario, I think for this trade, I do see it. It would be maybe break even. But again, it just turned into a low probability trade for me. But if anybody has any confluences for this, this is your entry for this trade, and I'm not gonna take it just because of that red flag. So remember, my ideal buy area on gold is 23.47, or if we come back up and close above 23.60-ish right here, then I would be looking to buy. But right now, this just lowers this area right here lowered the probability. So I'm not in that trade. But if you have any confluences for buys on gold, that's an entry for you. So for me, I'll just wait. Also, this 30-minute is an entry for a trend line plus SAR rejection, but again, just a little bit of a red flag for my own liking. BTC, here's a BTC trade. I will take this sell on BTC. We have supply here. Perfect. Let me set an alert here. So now this is a trade that doesn't give you conflicting entries. Wait, actually, never mind. We said we have a BTC daily buy at 65,282. So that's all the way up here. So never mind. Yeah, we do have a conflicting entry here. So ideally around where you want to enter, you don't want to see any conflicting SAR. So if you're in a sell, you don't want to start seeing high time frame SARs where price is being drawn to. So remember here at 65,473, 65, it's pretty far away. But at this area, we have a daily buy SAR. So price is likely being drawn to this area. So this would mean that if you were to enter this trade, if BTC comes back up, as much as it's a valid trend line plus SAR rejection, your stop loss would ideally have to be right above the previous high. Now, if you can do this, maybe, but this would need like yeah, this would need like 1,000-point stop loss. So yeah, so right now there's nothing there for BTC. I'll leave that blue line there. I wish there was, but we don't have anything. So even for today, I don't see us having any trades during the live session. So I'll just be on the lookout for entries later. We can stay on the live session, and if you guys have any questions, you can ask. But yeah, let me try and fix this other indicator, this breakout indicator. This is That's fine. Speak about that. C, BTC, BTC. All right, so watching gold, remember that area at, where's this area? 4-hour buy. So this area, if we get two candles closing above 23.59, I will be buying gold. So remember, my entries in this area, we have that 4-hour buy. And we have this perfect, or we have this wicks to the downside, right? So if we get two candles closing above 23.59, which is a 4-hour buy, I'll be taking a buy on gold. So recapping this, we didn't take it, or personally, I didn't take it. And you can see, right, gold in this case did not melt to the downside, and you'd be in profits. But for me, and this is why I always say you don't have to take every trade that I take, because I normally show you guys all the trades that, or the trades that I take that hit stop loss. And if I'm not taking a trade, right, I also show you a trade that we could have won. But it's just up to you to do your analysis. But that gold buy would have been in TP for me, or break even. But for me, it's just a question of probability. So I'll switch over to the other chart that has the supply and demand. So here we failed to close below this hourly sell here, right? Which was the red flag for this buys. So the first buy would have been taken out at, would have been stop hunted if we had entered it. Now, this 15-minute candles failed to close above this hourly, below this hourly sell. Now, we have this 4-hour buy at 23.59. Now, if I do get two candles that are closing above this, I will be taking a buy on gold. Stop loss, ideally stop loss should be below the previous low, which would be an 80 pip stop loss. Let me move this to the side because this is not a supply and demand entry. So this is just an SAR levels rejection entry. And you can do 80 pip stop loss, or I'll do 80 pip stop loss and 160 pip TP right there. So something like that. If you don't want such a wide stop loss, you can put it below this low right here. So maybe this low, which would give you a 50-point stop loss. But we'll see. We have to wait for 20 more minutes. So I'll hang around for about 20 more minutes and see if we get this trade. If not, then that will be it. But personally, my stop loss will be much further below. In any case, personally, I'll do a 90 pip stop loss and 180 pip TP. Yeah, that's fine. And what I'll do something like this. So this is an SAR levels entry, rejection entry. And we'll just wait for another 20 minutes to see if we get that trade. US 30 is still in no man's land. So remember we have this weekly buy on US 30, right? So even then we didn't have two 15-minute candles closing. So we had this candle closing above. This next retest candle closed below that entry. Now this candle is coming back up. Now I do expect some sort of demand. So you can see how demand is creeping into that area. So previously we didn't have any demand close by here, and it was like ideally no man's land. So hopefully in the next 20 minutes as well, this candle will close above, and the next 15-minute candle will also close above this area, and this whole demand will have creeped in to this zone. In that instance, I'll be taking that buy on gold. That's also, I'm sorry, buy on US 30. That's also based off of an SAR rejection level, which is the weekly buy zone. But until then, nothing else to look at. For BTC, price is still in limbo. So let's see if we get this entry on gold here. I'll turn off this. Let me turn off this cells right here so that the screen is a little bit clearer. So the only way we can start, or I can start looking for cells for SAR levels again, is if we close below this area. Is if we close below 2357. So we know right here where we are right now, we don't have any crazy sell SARs in this zone. So long as we close above here, above this 4-hour buy, it should be a nice ride up for gold. 2350. Hmm. Breakout scanner. That's not good. Breakout scanner. Um, All right. If anybody has any sales for BTC, the trend line and SAR rejection entry just tapped on the 30-minute. If you do have a confluence for a sell, you would have your stop loss above the previous high of the previous 30-minute candle. But I did mention that weekly buy SAR that's at 67,460. It doesn't have to go back there, as you saw on gold. Even though there was a red flag, the trade would have gone in the expected direction, but that's only for anybody looking for sales on Bitcoin. We do have the entry would be where BTC currently is. I'm hoping to get another entry on some of these other instruments, but for US 30, this is a 2-hour. This is a 4-hour trade. Same as EU. No, this should be EU. Mhm. All right. So that there goes the first 15-minute closure. We need the next, excuse me, we need the next 15-minute candle to close above this area. So it's either we get an hourly buy or 4-hour buy. So this 15-minute candle closed above the hourly buy and also closed above the 4-hour buy. So we need this current 15-minute candle to also close at the very least above this 4-hour buy area. And that's the area that I would be taking a buy on gold if that does happen. And I don't know what we'll use as a confluence for entry because the breakout indicator is now working. I'll need to find something else. But we'll see. See here. Okay, crosses indicator. Is that crosses? Um, let's try this. We'll use the crosses indicator in the meantime for this. Yeah, I'll use the crosses indicator in the meantime. Okay. All right. So this is definitely looking good for a buy. We'll just wait for that particular one for this 15-minute candle to close. Um, so you can either take it on the hourly buy or the 4-hour buy. Personally, I'll wait for the 4-hour buy entry. 90 pips, 90 pips stop loss, 180 pips TP. US 30, not sure if it's going to be able to close above that area for a buy, so nothing yet for US 30. BTC. Mhm. All right, 7 more minutes before I can take this trade. All right. The other thing you can check right here on the same as the, the London Open or London market fair value gaps for US 30, you can see we have this two FVGs. So if you remember the demo yesterday with Eddie, he mentioned that right, there's those kill zones. So for me, the kill, quote unquote, kill zones I'm looking at is FVGs, pretty much what he said, FVGs in a before or after those kill zone times. So I think the one he's using for London is like London Open, and also the for US 30 or for New York Open, it would be the New York Open one. So here you'll see the closest one to New York Open is this one. We have this fair value gap here. So for me, what I do here, I will create a alert at the bottom of this fair value gap. So meaning at the high of this, at the open of this candle, which is also the high, and label this as US 30, US 30 FVG low. So if I do it that way, I know that this is for a buy because I'm labeling the high or just the low. Now, if you're like Eddie, you can do a 50 0.5 fib. I think for his 0.5 fib may be half of this fair value gap. So if you trade that way, that's fine. It's pretty much similar what we used to do when we used to trade order blocks, right? There's the high of the order block, the middle, the high of the order block, the middle, and what? Um, yeah, the high of the order block, the middle, and the low of the order block. So the most optimal entry for me is always going to be if I'm looking to buy, most optimal entry is always the low. But you can say scale in. So for me, this is an entry I will mark up. Probably if US 30 comes back down here before close of day, this is something that I would be looking to take. So this can be FVG kill zone. So that's something for US 30. I'm looking at what we have for gold, for New York Open or for New York, pre New York and post New York, we really haven't formed anything. So the next time I'll probably look is at noon, but it doesn't seem that we are going to have any FVG currently on the setup that we have. Same thing for BTC. BTC, we may have something here. If actually, no, we don't have anything for, no, we do. This was 8 a.m. Yeah, BTC as well. We have this one right here. That's right there. So same thing for BTC here. I would go and do this. Entry would be somewhere here. But even for the fair value gaps, if I'm going to trade them or FVGs, what I will be doing, I need other confluences as well. So I need to see demand here. I need to see like a previous daily zone or location or something like that. So 73 times 2, this is 146. So this is like a 730 point stop loss and 140 point 700, yeah, 730 point stop loss and 1,460 point TP or dollar TP. So FEG kills low. So save as. And I will create an alert here so that when price comes back down here, I just find an entry here. Um, this was an hourly. I'm not really looking to do 4 hours, but for 4 hour time frame, you can also do it. I'm just not trying. I want to start from a lower time frame and start building myself up to 4 hour weekly and daily. Pretty much like what Eddie is doing. But for the 4 hour, same thing. We have one here on US 30. This kind of lines up the 4 hour, and price is normally fractal, right? So if you have a fair value gap on a high time frame, most as you come down, you'll start seeing the same fair value gap. So on the 4 hour time frame as well, we have a fair value gap whose low is almost at the low of the hourly. So yeah, so personally for right now, I'm not looking to use the 4 hour time frame for those gaps. And just this one. So the current 15-minute candle will close above uh, both the hourly and the 4 hour. So now, just decide personally, right? I want to wait for a retest of the SAR level I'm trading. So my retest is on this 4 hour. So hopefully we get that almost instantaneously. But if price goes up, the value of my stop loss right here, which is 90 pips, I will delete this trade setup and just look for something new. So if price goes up there first before coming back down, I will delete this setup and look for something else. But that's what I am waiting for. If it doesn't happen, then that's fine. I'm sure I can find something else in the course of the day. We also have a supply zone on gold up here at 23.47, which is why I really don't want to stretch this buy as is. So let's see if we can get that. I'll stay for another 10 or 15 minutes and see if maybe we'll get this retracement down. I'll also set an alert at this 4 hour buy here at 23.59. So this is gold 4 hour 4 hour S 4 hour 4 hour buy. Um, BTC is pushing up. Again, remember that area, this daily buy area. So even this sells for BTC. So for me, no sells for BTC today. I'll be watching what price does at this daily buy SAR. And if you can notice some of these instruments, they're going back to the all-time high, US 30. Going back, all-time high is 40,000 and some change, right? Um, gold, all-time high is 2440, 2436, 2440. BTC all-time high is at 74,000-ish, if I am not wrong, right? Or 70K? No, 74,000. So all these instruments seem to be slowly shooting back towards the all-time high time frames. So that's just why I'm not looking to sell just as of yet. All right. So if we don't get any trade in the next 10 minutes, I'll call it a day. So we haven't did I close that? No, no. Okay. So let me just update this real quick. So we are up for the month 0.75% due to that Friday win. On Friday, we took a nice sell on gold on the 4-hour time frame, manually set break even at the close of day. And when the market opened on Friday, on Sunday evening, through Monday morning, gold just melted down. So as much as we took a loss on Thursday, on Friday, the win would bring us back to profit. So Tuesday, we didn't have any trade yesterday, and also today, I don't think we'll have any trade. Even on my on on my personal or on my live accounts, this week I actually haven't taken any trade. So one thing, and this is something maybe for you guys as well. So beginning the month of April, personally, I had a bunch of, was it April? Yes. No, May. No, March through mid-April. Personally, I had a bunch of losses. If you guys can remember what I'd showed you on my journal. And the reason was right. I went back to the supply and demand strategy. And every time you start working on a new strategy, you can expect to, incur some losses as much as maybe you had traded that in the past. So getting back in the groove of things, you'll probably incur a bunch of losses. But one thing for that, and some of the goals that I had for myself this actually not this week, the previous 2 weeks. So I noticed on my actually, let me show you guys. I'm still down on my let me show you guys my trading journal. I'm down overall for my main account, but there's something I want to show you guys. Let me sign into this real quick. Something I want to show you guys here. So if you look at, and this is, hopefully it helps somebody out there. Right here, right? So this is my trading journal. If I refresh this, you'll see like for this week, I haven't taken any trade. So I normally update this journal every single day. Now, if we go back, so when I started coming back to the supply and demand strategy, this was, so you'll notice something here. Something happened with my trading. So if we look here, when we got back or when I got back from the vacation, right, I was still doing the SAR strategy, but the month of February, which was a tough month for a lot of people, we ended up at break even. The month of March as well, break even, right? So winning here, losing here, break even, etc. So that was one of the reasons why I started going back to the supply and demand strategy. So if you see the month of February, my average trades a day were 1 to 2 trades a day. And by then I was risking like 1% per trade, right? So February, and then the first week of March as well. Now, starting off the second week of March, that's when we started doing the second week of March through April, started doing the supply and demand strategy. So in the beginning, I used to take as many trades as I could with the supply and demand strategy. The reason why I was doing that was to kind of get a confluence of which is my most profitable time frame, right? So if you guys remember, I know like for the supply and demand strategy, the 15-minute and the hourly time frames are my most profitable time frames. The 30-minute and the 4-hour are my least profitable time frames. And also trading before noon was least profitable for me. And trading in the afternoon was most profitable for me for the supply and demand strategy. But right, I was finding myself staying on the screens too much, which I didn't like. Compared to the SAR strategy, I used to only take trades with you guys in the morning and I would be done for the day and not even look at the screen. So a goal I had for myself in the week of, and let me see so that we don't miss this trade. So still nothing. In the weeks of the last 2 weeks. So maybe the last week of April and also the first and 2 weeks of May. So if we go to the last week of April, my goal was to reduce this. So you see all these trades, 12 trades a day. So I was taking like this day, took 12 trades, was down 2,700. Compare that to some of these days in February where I was taking 2 trades a day and being up 2,000 or even 4,000 a day for that particular day. So I wanted to go back to taking less trades a day. So even here, 6 trades and only up 600, 230. But something changed. So I gave myself like, the next week and the next week over, I wanted to start having reduction in number of trades. So I didn't want to see 12 trades in my journal. I didn't want to see 8 trades, 10 trades, but it did take time. So you can see in the last week of April, my trade started reducing a day as much as I was still losing. And this was mostly because of and I'll show you guys the statistics. This was mostly because of the supply and demand strategy, because ideally I was trying to get as many metrics as I could to plan for trading. So you can see last week of April, 7 trades a day, 4 trades a day, up 778, right? 4 trades a day, up 778, 7 trades, 627, 2 trades down. This was break-even day, only $6. So the difference, and you can see this last week, 4 trades a day, up $1,000 or 950, 2 trades a day, up $300, 4 trades, only lost $19, 5 trades, lost $1,000. And on Friday, this is the one I set break-even. This was one trade 50. So for me personally, I close all my trades at the end of the day. I do not carry any trades over. So you'll see this particular trade. This is that gold trade we took on Friday. So the entry was on the 4-hour, took the trade. So if I close a trade at the end of the day, I always come back the next day to take a screenshot of how the trade would have played out. But personally, for me, I never carry any trades over to the next day. I always close. So right here, we go to the advanced trade, you'll see that exit comment was end of day. So as much as it would have hit TP, and for the results, it hit TP. Personally, I don't carry a trade over to a new day. But you can see here, if I go back, I've been able to reduce the amount of trades I take a day. And the reason I'm able to do this is, for example, this particular one. So if we go to the month of, just do setup here, and we look at the month of May and see the return we are having, and we look at performance by setup. So in the month of May, the inner supply has lost me 1,000, 1,500. SAR levels, I've lost about $500. Trendline plus SAR strategy, I've gained, it has made me 3,700. And this is the only in the month of May alone. Same thing, if we go back to the month of April, same thing here. Month of April, demand gave me like 2,000, 3,000. Supply took away close to $13,000 from me. Manipulation strategy gave me $4,000. Momentum strategy took away about $2,000. Order block strategy gave me $4,000. SAR took away $8,000. SAR levels, which is the SAR levels rejection, lost about $1,000, and trendline plus SAR strategy gave me $4,000. And you can see, if we do here, the trendline plus SAR strategy, look at this graph right here. So when you guys see me focus a lot on the trendline plus SAR strategy, you can see that graph right there for the month of May. I'm sorry, for the month of April. For the month of May, if we look at the graph here for the trendline plus SAR strategy, right, it would have just given me, if I just traded the month of May as is until now, I would have been up $4,000. But if we do this, if we do the inner supply strategy, look at the graph results that I have here, right? This is a steep decline, minus 1,600 this month alone. Inner demand, right? This is, I've only lost $7. It might look like a deep decline, but it's only, I've only lost $7 on it. But being able to visualize this, I'm now able to concentrate on what is my most profitable strategy. Now, what also helped me reduce those trades, because I saw that the way I was trading the inner demand on an inner supply strategy wasn't working well as much as I would have wanted it to. So that's why like right now, when I told you guys I wasn't taking the buy on gold right here, which would have gotten stopped out on the fifth, actually faked out that 15-minute entry, 30-minute entry, and 1-hour entry, this ideally would have ended up as a loss for me. So what I realized for this particular strategy with the inner demand and inner supply, that's why I always have these SAR levels here, because I want to see if I'm taking a demand entry here, do I have any supporting SAR level? If I do not, then I just delete that. And you know what? Or I just don't take that trade. And you know what that does? Instead of taking 12 trades a day, that will probably reduce my trades for the day to 5 trades. And yes, there were some of the trades, as much as, like we saw today, as much as gold was in a demand area and I didn't take it, but I didn't take it because we had a conflicting SAR sell levels. There are days it will just wipe that out. Like the 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly would have ended up in a loss, but the trendline plus SAR strategy entry would have ended up in a win. So just being able to tie these strategies together and see if there's a red flag in this trade, I just wait. So right now, I'm easily going back to risking maybe 0.75 or 1% a day. So if this helps anybody, definitely, and I always advise you guys to get this. And you can see for this account, right? I'm down 10K on my 200K funded account, which is fine. Mostly what I'm concentrated here with is seeing why I'm losing and why I'm winning. And if I can find why I'm winning, then that's all that matters. So yeah, so if you guys can, right, get this trading journal, and it definitely will propel your trading career. I wish I had this when I first started, and this is only $169 a year, like Edgewonk. And again, I'm not affiliated with them, but it literally shows you where you're going wrong and where you're going right, and just shows you the areas to focus in. But other than that, yeah. So right now, when you guys see me filtering out some of these trades, it's only because I'm doing that because I've seen where I'm going wrong, and I've seen what I can improve upon. But I think that will be it for today's live session. This 15-minute trade, 15-minute candle is still, we haven't had that rejection back down to the downside. And I have something else to attend to in a few minutes. So for me, unless we get back down here, so remember, if we get to, 23.59, I'll be looking to buy gold so long as we haven't changed any fundamentals or price action. And BTC, not looking to trade it. I wish we had a buy confluence right here, but we don't. But I'm expecting BTC to go to 65,500, which is where we have the daily buy. So I always observe this SAR levels as magnets. And will I be taking this sell on BTC? No, because taking this sell on BTC, it's so close to the daily buy SAR. So again, price will most likely be attracted to this area. So again, I delete this setup right here, or I just choose not to take it. And that helps me lower my trades. So I'm really looking forward to like how the next trading month for me will be with some of these improvements. And, it's ideally just you're always learning, find what works for you and find what doesn't and improve on what works for you. But other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. Have an amazing day. All right, guys. Peace.